Do you want a little taste of what Granada is like? Join me as I explore this city for a week. Let's start at the beginning. Immediately upon arrival, you can feel how high this city is. It sits at around 800 meters and is nestled amongst the Sierra Nevada mountains, which make for a beautiful landscape. As well as the Alhambra, the city itself has loads of medieval architecture dating back to the Moorish times. This included the beautiful cathedral. After exploring some alleyways, we went out to try tapas, which for me was the first time in my life. As you can see, there's a variety of food, and I had a little bit of insight into my initial thoughts on tapas right by the cathedral. So I just had tapas for the first time in my life, and I'm just mind blown. You're paying less than England prices and getting free food along with it. And then I've just come about 200 meters to go see this amazing cathedral behind me. Mind blown. Welcome to day 2. Gonna be going around and exploring a lot more today. But first, breakfast. Then it was time to wander around in the glorious weather. And behind me is the Alhambra Palace, which we'll be going to tomorrow. So we'll definitely take you along there. So far, this has been a really great city to walk around, and it's absolutely beautiful. Really enjoy myself wandering around and experiencing the sights and sounds of the city. So I've just walked up and past the Alhambra, and what you can see behind me is Sierra Nevada, which is still snow-topped, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, to the Alhambra. Now, it has many cool details, and we're just in the area that's free for the public. But some of my favourites probably included the ceilings, the views, as well as the amphitheatre that we could walk around. I'll show you some highlights now. And back into the city. We of course had to have a tapas lunch to help fuel our wandering around the city. And as the sun began to set, we had our final tapas of the day. After a yummy breakfast overlooking the cathedral, it was a relatively slow morning where I perched myself by a river and just enjoyed the wonders of the city. As the morning turned into afternoon, it was time to go and get some refreshments. Of course, tapas, sustenance for another climb up a hill. We're now back at the Alhambra to see it at night. And the mountain is just lighting up. Amazing. The sun has now set, it's beautiful. You can even see like the Sierra Nevada. So we're gonna go inside and explore at night. So that was the gardens at night with the Generalife. Would highly recommend. It was super cool to walk around, see the Alhambra lit up by lights and all the different wildlife. And before we went back down the hill, we decided to see what we could see from the main Alhambra area. Managed to squeeze in to be one of the last people to go into the Alhambra area. Literally, they closed the doors after us. Then it was a quick evening snack before we called it a day. It's a little bit rainy today. The plan is to just wander around and probably spend a look at like cafes and just chilling. We've got Flamenco in the evening, which is quite good that we booked it for today because it's going to be rainy. And now just wandering around, might find some lunch, little snacks. Probably a more chill day today. And we spent a lot of the day exploring cafes, the market, and more cafes and bars. Before the sun came out again, just before our flamenco show. For dinner, we had our first proper meal in a pizza, carb loading for a long walk the next day, where we'd be climbing up to Cerro del Sol, a beautiful viewpoint up in the mountains. This morning, going past the Alhambra, keep going up and up the mountain. Keep on climbing up. And up. And up. And up. And up. And all the climbing was worth it for the view. We decided to do this around route, so our way back was slightly different, with different things to see. We're basically going back along there. The valley we're now walking through is just gorgeous. Definitely enjoying this hike. We then started to re-enter the town where there are lots of traditional beautiful houses, including some built into the cliff. Of course, we grabbed ourselves another refreshment with a beautiful view over the Alhambra. We walked the rest of the way back into town and had tapas for dinner before karaoke, which I won't include much footage of because it's a little bit embarrassing, but it's a little bit. The next morning, we got a bus to the other side of town so that we could work our way back along an entirely different route, where of course we started with breakfast. We were soon at the bullfighting ring and people were still queuing for tickets. we could walk around a little bit and peek to see what it was like before we continued on our way. Where it probably started raining, which led us to have insurance while a hailstorm goes on. The rain hardly let up for the rest of the day, so of course we found ourselves in another tapas bar. There's a bit of a theme here, isn't there? I've just been sat here lying in the sun on this beautiful bridge listening to lovely Spanish music and a podcast. It's been an absolutely glorious morning. So time to grab some food and explore a bit more before going out for dinner this evening. Get ready. So I just had dinner at an amazing restaurant. So the waiters, the owner, with like the chef, and it was just magnificent. And now we're just walking through the city centre, looking at this beautiful view. Wow, I highly recommend here. Just gonna have a wander around and then probably go to bed, and then we fly off tomorrow. So just gonna enjoy breakfast. Labor Day in Spain, so they've closed some of the roads to allow for some demonstrations, but it makes for really nice being able to walk around the city with basically no cars in it. And the sun's just started to come out on the final day here as preparing to leave. If you enjoyed it, seeing a lot of tapas, a lot of food, but also a bit of taste of what Granada's like and the historic places that it does have, as well as a nice little hike in there. So if you did like it, I would really appreciate if you could like the video, subscribe to the channel for more travel content like this, including things like scuba diving, and see you in the next video.